Welcome to another Life and Student Ministry video post. My name is Tim Schmoyer, I'm the author here at Life and Student Ministry. And as you can probably tell, we've made a lot of big changes to these videos. First of all, we have this incredible intro done by Patrick of Schmoyer Creative. He does lots of youth group animations and videos. Check him out. If you go to sermonspice.com and search for Schmoyer, you can find all these different animations he's created for youth ministry. The guy is a great guy. Check his stuff out there. He does some tremendous work. Also, these videos are now available in high definition. So we've entered into the 21st century. We're going high def. You can see it in all its blazing cool color here at timschmoyer.com. It's going to be just some amazing things. We're going to talk about today is 7 different commitments that new youth leaders need to make. But before we do that, real quick, I want to share with you what's going on this Friday in our live YM talk. A good friend of mine, Bill Scott, is going to be joining us, and he's going to help us talk about how do we improve our public speaking and our teaching to teenagers. He has been teaching the kids for decades. He's done a lot of radio things. He was Dawson McAllister's co-host for about 7 years. He founded and was the radio host for Z-Jam, now for Extreme Talk Live and Sound of Light, all of them nationally syndicated radio programs for teenagers. He's also spoken in student conferences of more than 50,000 kids. So this guy definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to speaking publicly and teaching teenagers. So he's going to be here with us this Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time to talk with us about how we can improve our teaching to teens. So we want you guys to check that out. If you go to timschmoyer.com, click on YM Talk at the very top of the site, you'll see a rundown of more information about how you can join that free conversation, and the phone number to access that and everything. It'd be great to have you this Friday with Bill. All right, I'm going to give away a cool book, but in just a second, before I give that away to you guys, I want to talk about this series we've been doing on Youth Leadership 101. And how do we take leaders who are just starting off in ministry and how do we get them plugged in and transitioned into being a real vibrant, effective youth leader? So we've talked about different things from boundaries to expectations. Today we're going to talk about some of the commitments that these new youth leaders need to make. Number one, they need to commit to growing spiritually themselves in their relationship with the Lord through personal devotions, spending time in prayer, active participation in church, and just personal times of worship and tithing and accountability. They, number one, need to be growing themselves before any of us can be an effective youth worker in the first place. Number one, commit to growing. Number two, they need to commit to being above reproach in all that they do, and the choices that they make, the decisions, the lifestyle that they lead. Because youth leaders, we really are role models, spiritual role models especially, for these teenagers. So we need to make sure that we are above reproach and that we are living lives that are completely within the boundaries and expectations, not only that the youth ministry is set, but especially that Scripture sets for our lives. Number three, it's important that we commit to the youth ministry for at least 1 year. We need to be present with them. We need to be there. If we just kind of come in and out, it's not going to work. But we need to be present with them for at least a year, just to give it a shot and not just bow out immediately when things get tough, because things will get tough. I guarantee it. So they need to commit to youth ministry for at least 1 year. Also, number four, they need to commit to attend the youth meetings and also trainings that are established, and they need to commit to being at retreats and seminars and whatever else that the youth ministry does. This is important for your development as a youth leader. New youth leaders that are coming on the ministry need to commit to being at those things. So it is a commitment, and they need to be there. Number six, they need to, like I've been talking about, they need to commit to being present. Kids need to see you on a regular basis. They need to know that you're there. It needs to be consistent, not just like this once in a while type of thing, or I'm there enough. It has to be a consistent thing so kids know that you are dependable. You are someone that they can rely on. Now, I understand that sometimes as being a youth leader, things come up. If you're especially a volunteer, you can't be there for everything. And that's okay. We don't expect you to be at everything, but if something comes up and you can't fulfill your responsibilities or your duties, let your youth pastor know, your youth leader, or let someone else be there, and find someone who can take over for you. And again, that shows the kids that you are being responsible. You're modeling for them what that responsibility looks like. So it is important to be present, but we know that if you can't be there for everything, that's understandable. And number six, commit to prayer. This is the most important one of all. We have to be praying for our kids, for our ministries. You have to be praying for the students and the leaders involved, for our pastors. We need to commit to praying for everything that just surrounds this youth ministry. It's so important because none of it's going to happen or grow or advance without God's working with it. And then also, lastly, we need to work towards the vision. We need to commit to the vision that God has laid on the heart of the other leaders in this youth ministry. No team of youth leaders works well at all, or any team for that matter. We have one person who's going one direction, you have another person who's going in another direction. They all kind of have like their little visions. It's got to be a joint team effort of everyone working together, moving in the same direction. So when you bring a new youth leader on board, youth pastors, or if you are a volunteer youth ministry, make sure that your entire team is on board together, because nothing will destroy progress rather than disunity, more than disunity in your youth ministry. So make sure you're all on the same page together, moving forward together, the same vision that God's laid on all your hearts together. So those are 7 things that new youth leaders need to commit to when they join the youth ministry. And even if you're a youth pastor, this is something that you need to commit to and have your adult volunteers commit to as well. All right. I'll do the giveaway here. As always, all these weeks I'm just giving away stuff out of my youth ministry closet at my church that I'm not using anymore. So rather than collecting dust, I'm going to give them to someone who can use them. So if this is something you can use, I want you to be the first person to comment here at timschmoyer.com. This book right here, and it's by the author of Chicken Soup for Kids' Soul, Chicken Soup for Christian Souls, and all that kind of stuff. But this is just short stories about how God has shown up in the lives of teenagers in places around the world. There's lots of great stories and examples in here of maybe people have made bad decisions and God has showed up and really helped them, or people made good decisions, God has showed up and helped them. So if you want this book, if it's something that you feel as if you can use in your ministry, please be the first person to comment here at timschmoyer.com, not on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever else you might find this video. timschmoyer.com, and I'll be sure to get in touch with you with email and get your shipping information and mail it to you free of charge, thanks to teenlifeministries.com. If you guys haven't checked them out, please do so. They just have a great, tremendous resource of just tons of youth ministry resources and advice and forums and PowerPoint games and lessons you can download, just like thousands and thousands and thousands. In fact, I just used them last Sunday. I was in a pinch because one of my Sunday school youth leaders couldn't make it last minute, got sick during the night, and so someone else filled in. I had to quickly just print off some from teenlifeministries.com, gave it to him, and said, pick one of these, and they did. And he said it was awesome and went wonderful. So they really can be a lifesaver in some of those quick pinch situations. So check them out, teenlifeministries.com. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Appreciate it as always, and look forward to hanging out with you guys again next week for another Life and Student Ministry video post. God bless. See ya.